Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So, day 2 of tracking drums. I wanted to just review really quickly the whole setup of everything I've done here. So, what I've done is I've recorded a version of the song, just me with a click track and an acoustic guitar. And I just did it with the Zoom's live mics. That's on track 7 and 8. Track 7 and 8. You can turn those on. They are just live condenser mics, and I record to a click track the song, the complete arrangement to a click track. That's important, so it stays on beat. And then I play to that with the click. Once I have the drum set up, then I've got my click track, and I can put the rest of the tracks on from there. But this is probably the most important tracking that I do for a record, is these drums. I think that's the case with most records. The drums are probably the most important thing because it's like the bedrock, and it's the timing of the whole record, So it's really important. All right, so what I do is I arm all 4 tracks. I've got to adjust my first microphone here. I've got it in the first input. This is the AKG P220. It is a large diaphragm condenser mic, and it's very sensitive. I've got it on actually I don't have it on minus 20B. Let me do that right now before I even get into trouble. Okay, so I'm going to have that on minus 20. Oh, that makes so much sense. I forgot all about that. Okay, so you have to put this on minus 20 or it's just way too loud. I was wondering why the signal was so hot, and I had it way down, but I usually have to turn down this microphone, and the other ones I have up at 0. Which is unity gain. So I bring everything up to 0 typically, and I check on the pan EQ button, making sure that all my levels are at 0. Not only the master, but the channel input. You got to make sure that thing is on 0 too. Unless you don't want it to be on 0. Like for the first input, it's got to be lower than 0, way down, because this puts out too much signal. So the other 3 microphones, these 2, this one and this one, are affected by Big Shape, which is number 26 on the effect algorithm. You go to dual mic, the patch is number 26, and the input screen, this is super important, 1 and 2. If I had it on 3 and 4, I would not, if I connected my microphones to tracks 1 and 2, and for some reason I goofed up and put it on 3 and 4 as far as the input screen goes, there'd be no effects on this track. You would record it without effects, and you would be confused because you'd be, where's that cool effect I was hoping to employ? Well, I enabled the wrong tracks and didn't enable the correct ones, which is 1 and 2, if that makes sense. All right, so you got to make sure of that. So the other 2 tracks, the bass drum and this microphone here, are unaffected. They do not have effects. Now, if I had outboard effects, I could include them, and if I made it where it was a master, it would include all the tracks, but that's not for recording, that's for mastering. For recording, you're only given 2 inputs on this dual mic. On regular mic, you get 1. So this is giving you an extra input on that effect. So you got to make sure, otherwise these effects won't, they won't be printed onto the track unless you make sure to make certain that they're applying to the correct input tracks. All right, so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to practice a few times. I'm going to try to capture a take here live. I just like doing that. It's fun. And I think it's a good exercise for me. It forces me to do a good take. And I think it's good for the viewers to see, what you have to go through to do this by yourself. It's kind of it's a bit of a feat. All right, so I've got my headphones. I've been practicing. The song is easy. The drum part is simple. It's just a matter of getting it. And I may not get a finished take here, but you can at least, see the process. All right, so I'm going to practice, and I'll be right back to try to get a take. All right, let's see if I can get this. I might not get a take today, but you'll at least get to see the part in action. I'm having a little trouble just killing it, so I don't think it's going to be a take, but you'll be able to, get a feel for the part, and hopefully I'll have the camera on when I do capture it. Sometimes I leave it running and I forget, and the camera turns off while I get the take. Oh well. We'll see. All right, let's rock it. Okay, that one, do another one. One more. Do that one. All right, here we go. That definitely wasn't intense, but it was fun. Next time.